Hi everybody, and welcome to another Jarrison Time informational video. In the following video, we'll be looking at creating user groups. User groups are created and then assigned to users. For more information on assigning a user group, please see the Adding a User Profile video. Once we are in Jarrison Time, we'll head over to the menu bar and click on User and then User Groups. The user group window will appear. On the left, we have the current user groups that have been set up, and on the right hand side, we have all the tabs that we can work with. Each tab has selectable items that indicate permissions for the user to allow them to perform that particular action. For us to be able to add a new user group, we'll click on the Add button at the bottom left of the window, and a new group will appear. From there, we will then name the user group that we want to create today. In today's example, we are doing a reporting only, making sure that the user that has been assigned this user group can only look at the reports on Jarrison Time, but not have any other access or permission to anything else. After we have named our user group, we will see two buttons that state Select All and Deselect All for all tabs. These two buttons are specifically found on the profile tab that we are on now, allowing us to tick all of the permissions throughout all of the tabs. Today, we are not looking at that. We are going to go in specifically to make sure this user group only has reporting. We would encourage you to go through each tab to see what permission controls are available and apply as needed for each user group. In the following example, the relevant permissions are all found on the View tab that we need to give to this user. We will then give this user group the Use Filters option, as well as the View Public Filters option. After that, we will give it the Reports permission, and we are then done specifically with this reporting user group. We can then click on Save. Now that we are done with the reporting only user group, let's create a second user group by clicking the Add button once again and naming our new user group. This user group we are going to name as Employee View Only, stating that this user will only be able to view the employee details and nothing else. Then moving on to the tabs, we can click through them to find and allow the needed permissions for the user group that we are going to be creating. In today's example, we are going to look onto the Employees tab and only work with the View options. From here, we're going to give this employee rights to the Details, the Miscellaneous, the Personal, and the Custom. This will give this user group the ability to only view all of these tabs and not be able to edit them, and they are all found on the Employee Details window. Once done, we can then click on Save, and remember to go to the user profile to now allocate any of these user groups that we have created. Also note that the changes made to the user group only applies from the user's next login. We can then click on the Close button and go on working with Jarrison Time. Then let's take a look at when the user logs in with their new user group, how the system will look once they're in. Once this user is in, we will see that some of the icons on the icon bar are now grayed out, indicating to us that the user group is working, and this user we have logged in is the View Only. So once we click on the employee details, we will see that this user can only view the information for this employee, but not be able to change anything. They have the 4 different tabs that we allow them to see, and we can then see that everything is working correctly. We can then close, and let's take a look at our next user group. Then once we have logged in with a user who has the user group applied, and in today's example, it is the reporting only user group, we will see that the icons are grayed out and only the reports icon and the filter icon is available for this user to use. We can then close that off and know that the user groups are working perfectly the way that we set them up. That will be all for the video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.